PlayStation has decided they wanted to do something really dumb, really stupid, and they have decided that they're going to be having a price increase on the PlayStation 5 across multiple regions. So what this does essentially is starting April 2nd, the PS5 will now be having an increased price tag. Because stuff wasn't expensive enough already, they decided, all right, guys, you guys want a PS5 now? Buckle up. Now, I don't know why you do this. I think pretty much everyone who wanted a PS5 has a PS5 by this point. I have a PS5 right now, so I'm kind of like, whatever. But I'm like, yes, this doesn't affect me. That doesn't mean I still can't talk about how dumb it is. So here is the price increase of what's going to go across in the big region. So in the US, the PS5 is going to go up. The base PS5 will go up to $650. The digital edition goes to just $600. And the PS5 Pro is $900. What? Who in their right fucking mind is going to pay $900 for a gaming console? Like, don't be dumb. $600 is pushing it already. $900? The UK, it goes up to the PS5 Pro is now £790, so it's essentially 800 pounds. In Europe, it's going to go to 900 euros for the PS5 Pro. And then in Japan, it goes to, oh my god, see, they've got a fucking weird number. 137,980,000 yen. Okay, that's weird. So that's fucking bad. That's fucking bad. So just to put this in perspective here, right? Let's take this new price and let's put it into Canadian numbers for, say, for example, if someone in my country wanted to buy, a PS5 right now and they don't have one and they're thinking about, I really want to get a PS5 now, okay, let's see how much it'll cost me. Well, buddy, it's going to cost you $1,251 for a PS5 Pro. You fucking heard me. In Canada, if you want a PS5 Pro, you gotta throw it down over 1,000 schmeckeldorfs to get this. What the fuck? Now, does this have to do with the fact that the Canadian dollar means about as much as a fucking toilet paper? Yes, of course it does, because Canada's fucking economy is shit. But that doesn't stop the fact that it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Even not in Canada. The PS5 Pro is 900 American. What are we doing, bro? And this is not, I've seen a lot of people go out and be like, oh my god, this is awful. And it is. But let's not pretend that we haven't seen this shit for the past couple of years. The Xbox Series X currently is $730 for an Xbox. A fucking gaming company is gonna go out of business in 5 fucking years. And then the Switch is $630. What the fuck? So you see these console prices, and it's like, it's no wonder that so many people now either buy shit on Steam, or they're going back and playing old school games because they can buy them at a cheaper price, and they can get the consoles from like a retro store or a seller for much cheaper than a current console, and they're just going back and playing retro games. Do you not understand why we're doing this now? Because this is great news for us. Because what this does is this once again shows the people who have said, oh, the gaming industry's fine, guys. You don't know what you're talking about. The gaming industry's okay. It's not bad at all. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. A huge sign that the gaming industry might not be doing so well is that Nintendo is reportedly halting Switch 2 production after weak holiday sales. They planned to produce 4 million units this quarter, so this new quarter they're planning to bring in 4 million units, down from the 6 million they initially planned. So yes, the Switch 2 fell. The sales for the Switch 2 were lower than what Nintendo expected. Now, this is due to multiple factors. Of course, one is the price tag. The price tag did cause a lot of people to just say, fuck off, I'm not buying your fucking console for that much money, right? Fair dues, I'm one of them. I'm like, I don't need a Switch 2, man. I still got Switch games I gotta play, all right? So when I'm done with my Switch library in about 10 years, maybe then I'll go get a Switch 2. Until then, I'm good, buddy. I'm good just waiting. You know, there's nothing really calling my name for a Switch 2 at the moment, to be honest with you. And that's another thing, is what is the games. You know, yes, you have things like Pokopia right now is killing it. Great. But what else? You've had Metro Prime 4, which was a mixed bag. You have outrageously priced, essentially, DLC that people have to buy for games they already own. And it's only for the Switch 2, so people who bought it for the Switch 1 are just told to fuck off. You have Mario Tennis Fever, which it's a Mario Tennis game, and while Fever does look like fun, it's not a system seller. You've had Bonanza, which Bonanza, again, did very well. And, you know, it's, you know, made by the Mario Odyssey team. But again, it's not the huge, you know, system seller. Like, you can't just say, all right, new Nintendo Switch 2 console and Bonanza's the packing game. People are going to go, oh boy. No, it's not going to happen. Now, reportedly, we are going to be getting a new Star Fox game, apparently, that should be being revealed soon, and there might be a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake coming out. Now, an Ocarina of Time remake, that I could see maybe boosting some stuff, because there's a lot of Legend of Zelda fans who would probably buy just a Switch 2 just for that. But even then, you know that we are in a bad fucking place when Nintendo is like, yeah, we gotta cut down production on this shit, buddy. Do I even need to go into Xbox? They're dead. Xbox is a dead company. They have the new Project Helix coming out, and I think we all know that that's not really going to be a console. It's pretty much just going to be like a gaming PC, essentially, is what it's going to be, and that'll be it for Xbox, and they'll just completely go into Game Pass for the end of time, and eventually the company will sunset, and we can say goodbye to Xbox. Sony wins. And don't think I'm just a Sony pony here, okay? Because goddamn Sony has had some fucking problems. One of their big problems was the fact they kept putting games out on PC, so that way people had no reason to buy a PS5. Because they're like, I'll just wait a year. Because what? Stellar Blade, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, they all eventually came to PC. Eventually Ghost of Tsushima, they all eventually came to PC. You just had to wait a year. You know, I was like, whatever, I'll just wait a year. That's what happened, right? Now Sony's walked that back, and they're not going to do that anymore, which is a smart thing to do. But because they're trying to get people to, like, buy their fucking console. But it's the same thing I'll say right now, is everyone who would buy a PS5 has a PS5. Everyone who would buy a Switch 2 has a Switch 2. And then if you have an Xbox, you must hate yourself, I guess. It's not going well. And even if we're putting the console prices aside, game prices themselves are what are also pricing people out. Like, just look at Nintendo game prices in general. What you're seeing right now is Nintendo game prices in Canada. They're $100 a game. In what fucking world am I gonna pay $100? Not even for a special edition, right? Special edition is one thing. You get, like, you know, special edition, you get all this extra goodies. I've done that before. I bought WWE 2K games and gotten, like, you know, the special edition, which is $100-something. That's been done before. I understand that. Base game, raw dogging, $100. What are we doing here? There's no way I'm gonna do that. And Nintendo's been like this forever. Nintendo's prices have been awful for years. Even during the Switch era, Mario Odyssey, for the entirety of Nintendo Switch, was stuck at $70. Didn't go down once because Nintendo just does not do discounts. Unlike PS5 and Xbox, which do discounts every now and then. I've been able to steal a couple games off of Amazon because they're on sale, and I'm like, oh great, I can steal this, you know? But Nintendo never does that. Ever. Now, Nintendo does something that Xbox and PS5 don't do, which is they are very good with their exclusives, and they are very good at using their first-party IPs. For example, like I just said, Pokemon just came out with Pokopia, right? Mario Tennis Fever just came out, which is another Mario game. They just had the DLC for Mario Wonder, right? The Bella Bell Park DLC just came out for that. So they are still good at using their IPs, and they're very good at exclusives, because we all know Nintendo is notoriously exclusive. You want to play Mario, you go buy a Nintendo console. You want to play Zelda, Kirby, Metroid, Xenoblade, Nintendo console only, which is smart, right? Unlike other places like Xbox and Sony. Xbox had that with Halo, but because they're dying so much, now Halo's going on PS5. So, you know, and even PlayStation, they aren't exclusive. Many of their games have gone on to other consoles as well, and like I said, they were doing the thing where even some of their first party ones like Stellar Blade was going to PC. So even then, it's not exclusive. Now, like I said again, PS5, Sony, they are walking that back, and they want you to be like, if you want to play this, you get a PS5, which I do agree with. That is a smart thing to do, because then it's be like, oh, if you want to play this, you have to get this console, which is a smart thing to do. It's why the console wars was so cool back in like the 2000s, because it's like, oh, if you want to play Halo and Gears, you gotta get that Xbox. Meanwhile, you want to play something like Uncharted or The Last of Us, you got Sly Cooper, you gotta get that PlayStation. You know, that was cool. That was cool, and it kind of made you, even if you had a side, you kind of had to pick both consoles so you could see what they were offering, which is pretty cool. Nintendo's always been in the mix, because you want to play Mario, obviously, get a Nintendo console. But we've gotten to the point now where it's just too expensive. It's just pricing people out so badly that they're just like, I'll just buy old games and go through my backlog, right? I have been going through a Sonic the Hedgehog marathon right now, and for the past 3 months of this year, I've just been playing old Sonic the Hedgehog games. I've played all the Genesis games. I've played all the Game Gear games. I've just been playing old games. I've been having a great time. And, you know, now as I go through, like, all my backlogs, I make a list of, like, oh, I want to play this game, this game, this game. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play that old game, not on modern hardware, right? And I go through, like, my PlayStation 3, and I look at the digital store of all the PS1 games I can buy that are super cheap, by the way. Super cheap, by the way. They have Parasite Eve 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 3 store, digital store, and both of them are like $6 a pop. I'm like, duh. You think I'm not gonna buy that? I'll play both Parasite Eves for $6 a pop. I get 2 good games for like what it costs to get a freaking quarter pounder now. It's amazing. So that's why I will play my old games, right? I have my PS2 games that I'm looking at right now. I've been trying to big up my PS2 collection as of late, because, you know, why not? Let me expand my PS2 collection. I just bought SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants the other week, because I wanted to complete that collection of part of my SpongeBob collection. And that is a Mario Party SpongeBob game, and it is awesome. And I bought it for like $20 off of Amazon. It's like, what? I could have all that fun there, and I got it for $20, right? And then I open my PS2, I put the disc in, I put it down, and the game starts. No connecting to the internet, just the game starts, and I play it, and I have a good time. Which is why a lot of people do that. It's just much more simpler and much more cheaper and affordable for people to be like, I'll go through my backlog. I'll play some older games, you know? And that's great for me. And it's great for the gaming industry, because it shows people also how games used to be made and show them the crap you're getting nowadays. But yeah, I just wanted to go on this little ramble tangent here on the absurd pricing of modern consoles, the absurd pricing of video games, and why people are not buying modern games anymore that much, and why we're drifting more towards older games, especially people in my generation, Gen Z, where it's like, well, yeah, well, if the newer stuff is getting too expensive, I'll go back and play some of these older games that have, like, the older games that inspired the franchise, the current franchise I love, or started it from the very beginning. I'll do that instead. Right? That's what I'm doing with Sonic. I can't wait to, go through a bunch of different series. Like I wait to do a full-on Persona full playthrough where I'm gonna go through Persona 1 all the way through 5, do all the spin-offs. Oh, and then I want to play all the Shin Megami Tensei games. I'm looking forward to that. Right? I've got so many listed games. I want to go through every Resident Evil, all the Street Fighters, all the Mortal Kombats, right? All the Tekkens. That seems like a lot of fun. Then I'll do Legend of Zelda, go through every single Zelda game because I haven't played every Zelda game. I'll go through every single Zelda game. Then I would love to do another playthrough playing every 3D Mario again, because why the fuck not? The movie's coming out soon. I feel like playing Mario Galaxy again. Why not? The Wii version. Not the Switch version, the Wii version. I'll do that again. Who's gonna stop me? But yeah, that's all I just wanted to talk about. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time.